Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Curiosities. The actual play show, we're playing Curiosities' original system based off of basic role-playing, Chaosium's system reference document. Yeah, we're having a good time. Story so far, we got 3 motherfuckers. They found mines. It was Miyah, Edie, and Tony. They found some mines, and then they were hired by Audrie's Oddities. Who knew it was that easy? Joining us today is Liz. She's our 4th player, and then Anne is hanging out in the background, but Liz is the actual one playing. So starring with us today as both Miyah Rose and Howard Hamhock Bacon, we have Darrion. Playing both Edie Fendrych and Lucinda Caroll, we have Story. Playing both Tony Pulpini and Terrence Two Tongues Tanzi, we have Eric. And then as Emma Ginsberg and Sean Medea, we have Liz. Now we start off, a bit of a deal's going on. We start off with Miyah, Edie, Tony, and Emma in a car in the middle of the desert, about an hour out from Gold City. It's about 2 a.m. when they get to where they need to be. This deal's happening late. You're there for about 30 minutes or so, about 2:30. You see another car pulls up, not from the direction of Gold City, but from off to the side, like not from the road. It comes over the desert and stops next to you. You see 3 members of the Knives get out, and they approach you. You recognize some of these guys. You've dealt with them. You've met them before. You recognize the out of the 3, they're led by Hermano Rodriguez, and with him are Greg and Blood Slicer, who is their #1 unarmed fighter. Yeah, they show up, and you know that in town there's a deal going on where your folks are exchanging money, and when they get the radio that they've received the money, they'll be returning a certain something to you.
Got it.
Their car pulls up, and they turn their engine off, but they leave the lights on, so they're draining the battery. You see Hermano Rodriguez gets out, starts walking over to your car, and knocks on the window. Who's driving, by the way?
I did the driving hands earlier, so I assume it's me.
All right.
I'm the passenger.
I didn't the wheel. I'm driving.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Player to player, Hermano Rodriguez has 10 knives and is the leader when Alder is away. For those of you who didn't remember who that was.
Yeah, that's good for the audience because they didn't even see that episode. That episode is not even aired.
No one's seen any of these episodes.
Except the first one. The first one is out.
Hey. Yeah, okay. So he knocks on the door.
Yeah, he knocks on the window. Well, I guess I assume that you all just sat in the car. Did any of y'all get out of the car?
Yeah, I'm just posted on the hood or something.
I have a window cracked because I'm smoking and somebody complained.
Of course.
Very, very small crack. I just very briefly just so I could out the window.
I'm gonna roll down the window.
Well, he knocked on. He knocked on the other side, so he knocks on the passenger window, and you roll down the driver window.
He's leaning all the way over. What's up?
I'm gonna lean out the window and lift myself over the hood or the top of the car and be like, "What do you want?"
He's like, "It's almost time. We're waiting on our the radio from the boys back in town."
All right. Well,
this is a nice night, isn't it?
It's always a nice night. This is the desert.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
It's the desert, man. Only the nights are nice. The days are hot. The nights are cold.
Did you ever notice that it gets way colder in the evenings in the desert? I mean, I almost can't stand it. I'm so glad I brought my first shrug with me.
Yeah, it's cold and still.
He says,
a body.
Yep. Especially with it being October and all. October of 1918. That's the year it is.
She couldn't do it.
Yes, it is October of 1918.
Oh, substitution. We have Anne playing Emma Ginsberg and Sean Medea tonight.
Anne playing her actual character.
To note that Emma is also wearing a fur shrug. So
He's like, Hermano kind of jokes, says, from the look of you, I would have thought you guys would be the money handling team.
Can Edie make a roll or something? What's your name, Emma? Is Emma's straw nicer than Edie's?
She's a little bit lower class. She doesn't have quite as much money as you do. Her husband works.
Money's not everything, darling.
That's good to know. That's all I was curious about.
Bougie.
I would just like to also note that Emma's unbothered by that.
She's got stuff to deal with. She got her own stuff on her mind. Yeah. You see, kind of the you kind of see what is it? Greg has the radio in the car, but Blood gets out. He has like something in his hand. He says, "Anyone want to play a round of cards?"
Do I recognize? I know Greg. Right?
Yeah, all these people were at the where like you've dealt all three of them you've met before. Yeah, Blood Slicer.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Your God-given name.
Goddess given name.
He was born as
Everybody has a nickname, but fucking Greg. How did you?
Greg is his nickname.
Greg is my
Daniel.
favorite so far.
How did you get your name, Greg? That's what I asked.
When you say that, his eyes suddenly like glaze over, and it looks like he's having like a Vietnam flashback. He's like,
No.
we don't need to talk about that right now. I'm in. Deal me in.
Was Greg the one that just like had a non-flashback?
Yeah, when he was asked why he's called Greg.
I want Edie like in the midst of that to like try and make eye contact with Greg and like wink at him.
Wink at him. The wink is kind of what snaps. He snaps out of it. That's when he snaps out of it. Is the wink. Deal me in, Blood. So who else playing this game?
Attack.
I guess I'll play the game. It's probably luck
I'm a
based,
gambler.
right?
Yeah, well, it's actually going to be before anyone makes the luck rolls. Anyone who'd like to can make a gaming roll.
The gaming roll is pretty garbage.
Oh, I learned a little something from husband number 3. And then she
negatives
that
come?
blood slicer.
Huh?
She
Can we
winks
get
at blood slicer, but she doesn't want Greg to see.
Well, you know,
having
I'm gonna
trouble.
make that gaming roll.
He's having trouble shuffling the deck because his manual dexterity has been really bad ever since he started using that magical item that turns his fingers into knives. His manual dexterity is really bad, so he's really struggling to do the deck. The game that he says as he starts dealing, Hermano says the usual, and he says yeah, and Hermano Rodriguez looks over to y'all and he says, y'all familiar with 2-trick pickup? You might be, you might not be. It's up to you.
Oh, I scored a 46 though, so Miyah may be into it.
Miyah would definitely know.
I've heard a 52 pickup.
But like it's a little bit. This game doesn't last as long as that one. Each round. He says, but it's all right with y'all. I don't feel great about playing for money on a night like tonight.
This is between friends.
Yeah. Can I get okay? Actually, can I get everyone to make a spot hidden roll real quick?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm prepared for this, bud.
Yes, boy.
Success.
Success.
At me, fucking 47. Success.
Success. How about you, Emma?
Oh, yeah, I get to put an asterisk on there, right?
Yeah, if you succeed, you can put the asterisk.
You're supposed to go lower,
Yeah, you roll a D100 and you try to get lower.
and I failed.
Failed. Gotcha. You don't notice that.
Wait, Bruno, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is the number 75 that you can't go above?
You can't go above it when you're making your character. If later you succeed and then roll and it goes up, then you can.
Got it. Perfect.
But yeah, so the three of you, Edie, Miyah, and Tony, and seemingly Greg too, you all kind of catch for a second in the distance, in the out towards the east, the east northeast, away from Gold City, which is towards your west. Like kind of briefly, just like a flash of green light a little ways off. No sound or anything. It's real quick. Just kind of
Green light.
yeah.
Oh, my character doesn't know about green light.
It's not. I'm gonna tell you it's
That's
different.
not canon, right?
That didn't happen. That's not that. The other green light is
John
canon.
Cameron's not canon.
Edit this out. But yeah, so you see like a flash of like green light in the distance. And as Blood's kind of like struggling to deal out the cards.
Just like focusing on the cards.
Anyone who has like extra skill points in it can make a gaming check right now.
I made the gaming check not successful.
You made a gaming check successful one?
Yeah.
All
I
I
wrote
have
that
is
before you told
5%
us
in
to roll this
gaming.
spot.
Tell you what, if you have the 5%, I'll let you try to make the 5% game. You don't know this game, but
I tried and I failed.
It's like roll a nat 20 basically. Bro, I'm not gaming.
Only
So,
not
yeah.
a nat 20, a nat 100.
so what'd you just expect? What'd you get?
I got 52 and I got 75.
Gotcha. So you just got a regular success. Yeah. So you kind of know the strats going on. Now everyone who's playing gets to make a luck roll. But you get to make the luck roll, Darrion, with a bonus die.
My shit's a 30, so my luck isn't that good. Ooh,
Yeah.
if I got a 00 and a 6, what does that mean?
That means you got a 6. Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Who all beat an 8? Who got lower than an 18 on that roll? This is just flat luck.
I got 76 and a
I
6.
got like a 97.
Yes, Emma. You're like immediately like something about, even though maybe you played before, you just don't grasp, like, your strategy is just not there. But it's very obvious that Miyah knows a thing or two about games. You see the cards like just fly. Miyah's Darrion.
Tony failed. I critically failed. I rolled an 88.
Yeah, so you lose the round pretty badly. It's very obvious. Like Hermano did really well. Blood did kind of like okay. What'd you get?
What did Greg do?
For luck,
Yeah, like what number did you roll?
I rolled a 36 out of 75.
Yeah, so you do pretty decently as well. You and Brother Hermano's doing a little bit better than you. We'll say you have the third most amount of points. Yeah, Miyah, you kind of clean up. Greg did not roll at all. He's still in the car waiting for the radio signal. And he also saw the green light.
Classic Greg.
You're just like a real gamer with.
Nope, I put words together that sound like a card game.
Because I'm like, I hope I don't have to think about any rules.
You have to actually play cards over the internet on Zoom, and I'm going to hold up your hands, but only you can look at your hands.
Not everyone, bring out your cards.
Oh, you don't have your deck?
I forgot to mention, guys,
cards?
not only do you have to have dice, you have to have cards.
Yep, so you guys are playing for a little while. Miyah, you clearly are drawing ahead, and you see Hermano Rodriguez kind of laughs, and he says, I'm glad it's a good call, not playing for money.
You named a character Hermano.
Well, that's what he's called. He's a gang member. Hermano is more egregious than Blood Slicer.
Or Greg.
Or Greg.
Fucking Greg, I'm terrified of him.
Greg is great.
If you knew the horrors Greg experienced,
Poor Greg.
Yeah, now after a little bit, you hear there's a walkie-talkie signaling the car that's kind of squawk, or like it's the radio. It's a really old primitive one, but it's pretty close, the equivalent of a walkie-talkie, saying all clear. And he says, all right. Greg goes to the trunk as Blood starts kind of collecting the cards back up, and he produces a little like a small, like, the box is only like this big. Looks kind of like a jewelry box a little bit almost. And he hands it. Who's taking it?
I'll take it.
Take it.
Well, let Edie take it. I'm gonna let Edie take it.
Like, oh, darling, what a lovely little box.
Are you gonna? He says, it's all in there. We didn't damage it. Feel free to inspect and make sure that it's as it should be.
Oh, I will inspect. Just gonna wink at him too. This is your mom, right?
Yep.
Gonna wink.
Why are you making a pretty?
Open it. What do I see?
Make a Constitution roll for me real quick.
Ooh! Hang on. Let me make sure I'm on Edie's sheet now. Lucinda's. Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I pass. I have a 60, and I
Yeah. This real gross smell comes out, and you see it looks like it's clearly like a dead tooth, and it's like a fang, or like a little bit like it looks like a fang of some kind. The artifact you've been sent to receive is Qing's tooth. Qing was an emperor of the equivalent of this world's equivalent of China, who is said to actually be a dragon in human form, and this is said to be one of his fangs, which is an object which has immense magical power.
You said that his name was Queen?
Quing, or yeah, Qing, which is there really was a Quing, either Quing or King, I think Quing, dynasty in China. So I kind of just took that. I'm very creative.
It's the land of scarves, though, right?
The silk scarves came
scarves.
later. It wasn't the silk scarves until late 1500s, early 1600s.
You don't have your pre-1500s lore planned out, Bruno?
I was in like the Roman and Greek times. It was kind of similar to Earth. Things really start diverging around the 400s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck. You have to go back that far. Son of a bitch.
Fang. I'm just making sure I have everything written down. It's a fang from the king.
Ooh.
Queen.
Queen.
And that's a ruler from China or equivalent China in the universe.
Yeah.
What else did you say?
I mean, it's apparently
It's stinky.
It's stinky, and it's apparently an immensely powerful artifact.
I guess it propels people.
You're welcome to make a Wonder Lore check if you'd like.
Oh, also, everyone thought he was a dragon. That's the other thing.
Yeah, he was said to be a dragon in human form. So you don't know exactly what this thing does. So yeah, you can see that you've examined the tooth. It seems to be legit. You can kind of feel its aura, not just the stink, but the actual kind of like.
So I just opened the box and it smells awful, and I saved on my constitution, but I'm like, oh my god, what in the world is in this box?
And he says,
Did you put this here? This fang?
He says, did you not know that this is what you were coming to pick up?
Of course I know what it's supposed to be, but I didn't know it was going to smell this bad. Was that in the car with you? Is that why Greg's still in the car? Greg, darling, is your nose all right?
Greg is not. Greg was the one who got it out of the car and brought it over. And he's standing there, and he's like,
I'm yelling at him even though I'm asking about his scent then.
He's like, he just kind of nods.
Oh,
He's like, it's okay. The scent, it's actually kind of a nostalgic smell for me.
oh.
I think we should all pool our money to get Greg a therapist.
It's the 1930s. How much could a therapist really cost?
Like $1.50.
It's literally the 1910. I just said it was 1918. Y'all
Y'all
don't listen.
Hey, that's the 19s.
50s by now.
Cut that. Cut that out.
Yeah, I'll restart. It's the 1910s. How much could a therapist really cost?
I think we got it. All right, that's a wrap, everyone.
You know what, Bruno? Just do the intro again, man. We're going to just start over.
Greg has tooth. Give tooth. Ooh, stinky tooth. Moving on.
All right, can I get everyone to make another spot hidden roll for me?
Oh, I rolled exactly what I needed to. I succeed.
Yeah,
I
passed.
did not succeed.
You see, you two and Greg look up and see, kind of in the distance, it looks like a figure just like full sprinting towards you all.
Hey, Greg, should we worried about that guy full sprinting at us?
He says, I don't know. And you see his hands on his knife. Like he's like ready to draw it.
Can I ask somebody to let me borrow a knife?
Do you not have one?
Oh, I do. I have a knife and a handgun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Be like, Edie, put the box in the trunk and lock it.
All right, doll, I can do that. And she walks over and does it.
Yeah, you see, like as you're standing there, you see running towards you once as the figures get close, you really see it's a woman. A lot, like several parts of her clothes are like torn. Maybe she had been like attacked by something. You see it, her basically her even though it's the 1910s, her clothing looks very like 1860s. Maybe like it's not quite like full like petticoat or anything like that, but it's definitely like it's like 1860s casual wear if there was such a thing. Like looks like
she's about to like spectate the Civil War. Yeah,
you don't see what is it? You don't see like her hair's up in like a like partially in a bun, but part of it's fallen out. She looks real dirty, but there's no like as she's getting closer and closer. She says, what was it? She sees you. She kind of like tries to like starts slowing down. And she's like, do the cars work?
Yeah.
We gotta go. And she hops into y'all's car. And
Let's go, guys.
You see again.
It looks like a mess.
You see again from the northeast those green lights. But now you see them a little more, and it looks like they're starting to come towards you.
I get in the fucking car.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in that car.
Are you driving, brother? You better not pass out at the wheel.
I'm driving, not fighting.
Okay. Just get the car.
She says, we need to go fast, and we need to go now. They took my fiance. We need to get to cover. And you see Hermano as he's getting in his car. He says, follow us. We have a hideout around here that's going to be closer than Gold's, going back all the way back to Gold City.
I'm gonna follow him.
You see, he takes off and he starts driving over the desert. I need you to make a drive auto check, but you get a bonus die because it's flat.
You die in a car crash.
Okay.
We all finished.
I succeeded.
You
First
succeeded?
roll.
All
Didn't
right,
even have to need the bonus die.
put that asterisk next to it.
Yes. Yes.
And you see, as you guys start taking off, tearing off over the desert, you see the lights kind of following you, and you see this woman who's in your car is just looking out like the back window towards them, like just kind of like eyes wide, just like seemingly terrified.
Wild.
Excuse me, doll.
Ask her what the hell is going on.
Rest. She puts one in her mouth and lights it for her.
See, like she just kind of like takes a deep inhale and like gets like half of it in like one go, and then takes it out. Looks at her nose. She says,
"Some of us care about our lung health here."
She turns around, like kind of back towards the car. She says, "Thank you. I'm sorry that we have to meet on these terms." She says, "My name is Claire, and my fiance was just abducted by aliens." And that's where we're gonna cut y'all and head over to the bar.
Is it that Claire?
You son of a bitch.
Is it that Claire?
It's that Claire.
Yes, it's Claire. What did they do with Buster?
Oh no! We're abducted.
Buster, no.
Wait, he's
I'm
obviously.
so disconnected.
And Buster's fine. We've seen him in the 20s.
Oh yeah.
Also,
yeah.
other things we
You
know
don't
about
know that.
Buster.
Emma doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Claire,
But
Claire.
for those at home and Eric and Darrion, and I guess also Liz, Buster and Claire are characters that appeared in another campaign of ours. They're NPCs from another campaign, and where Buster pretended to be one of the other characters' nephews. So that was pretty
My
cool.
characters.
Classic.
Yeah. So you guys take off driving the desert towards the knives base. We're gonna go back like probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour at this point, to a little bit before 2, over at a bar called Rainy Street.
Wow.
Creative naming there.
Huh? Is that a real bar?
These are the second characters, right?
Yeah, there's Rainy Street in Austin.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Then I can't use that. Drizzle Street? No, never mind. I was like, what's a bar name? And that's what I wrote down. I didn't look it up.
Multiple places have similarly named streets.
I'm gonna call it the Downpour.
Put your second character name, guys.
Or the poor choice.
Yeah.
Welcome to Wet Hut.
Everyone, flip your character names over to your second one.
Here we go, Howard.
Was
Trying to
it
make your debut.
the street named Downpour, or is it the bar?
The bar's named Downpour. The Downpour.
Flip your
And-
characters.
I'm working on it.
I'm sorry, I have to take notes because I'm the party scribe. Nobody else
Use a
takes
camera or a tape recorder, and
I took notes one time.
Honestly, Liz could be the stenographer because if she's hanging out, we might as well put her to work.
Who's two tongues?
Put her to work.
Why did
Oh,
you
that's
spell
me.
tongue wrong?
Bro, because I'm dumb.
You guys have been all working as part of the Audrie Oddities investigative team for a little while. You guys are here making the money handoff at this bar.
I'm Terrence Two Tongues. I'm ugly. I'm a gigolo. And the reason I'm a gigolo is because of my two tongues. It's my main asset. It's my money maker. I have a gun.
My name is Sean Medea, and I am a skeptic observer. Specifically like supernatural things. You could say ghosts. I don't really believe in the supernatural, but I hunt it, and I write a very popular newspaper column called BuzzFeed Not Solved. Characteristics include really big head.
My character is Howard Hamhock Bacon. He's a deli owner. Best cut of fucking ham on this side of the street, other than the guy 2 blocks away from me, I guess. Wait, 2 doors away from me?
Yeah, he's like 2 doors down. The other your biggest rival's 2 doors down.
You talking shit about Johnny Jim's?
Johnny Jim, worst product ever.
Goddamn.
We have the freshest pepperoni and freshest cuts.
You don't want a fresh pepperoni. You want a nice dry aged pepperoni.
I like that. In describing his first thing he does in describing himself is shit talk. his rival.
Hello, my name is Lucinda Caroll, and I run the Caroll. I am the host of the Caroll Continuum at NWBQ AM 1340.8. I did have to check my text messages with the curator to remember what I wrote down there. Yeah, I'm a pretty decent looking little chickadee. I'm also incredibly smart, so don't try and pull any shit with me. And I'm quite excited to just see what I can figure out so I can have more stuff or material for my radio show. I don't really have any specific thing I talk about. I just talk about whatever comes to my mind.
The 4 of you at the downpour, and actually, so the deal's supposed to be made after last call and closing of the bar at 2. What time do y'all get there? I would say, Lucinda, actually, you know the main bartender and kind of like the owner of the bar. His name's Saxton.
I like Saxon better.
Saxon, not Saxton. But yeah,
He's a brother named Anglo.
He's the owner, and he's gonna let you guys hang out there after close to make this deal. You also have a briefcase with a lot of money in it.
He has a briefcase with a lot of money in it?
No, you guys do, to make this deal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're handing the money to the knives here, and then they're gonna radio to the desert and see if the other team, tell the other team to give y'all, or the other team out there will collect the artifact.
Do we know any of these knives?
They're not there yet. What time are you guys going into the bar?
I show up at 1:55.
Well, I guess I'm there first because I tell Saxton that we need to stay a little bit.
So he already knows. You set this up ahead of time, like the day before.
Yeah. I'll tell Lucinda to tell Saxon to give me like 4 shots of whiskey.
Have them ready when you get there?
Exactly.
Gotcha. What time do you show up then, Lucinda?
What time are we supposed to be
The
here?
deal is going to happen sometime after, like, the bar closes. So 2 is when the bar closes. And yeah, once again, prohibition has not gone into effect yet. That's going to be another year or so here. So
yeah, but some places the bars don't close until like 5.
Well, this place is 2.
Like a 1:30 situation, so she can chat with her good friend Saxon.
Sure. And everyone else is kind of going to show up in between then and 2 before the bar closes.
Yeah.
I show up at 1:55.
You get in there, and you see a woman behind the bar who you don't recognize. She has kind of like darker skin. She looks maybe from like she's from somewhere in the Middle East. And her hair is kind of like, well, don't get mad at me for me. It's not anime, okay? It's just a dark like blue in her hair. Like her hair's like mostly black, but you can see kind of like a tint of blue in it. What? I can't hear what you're saying, Ann.
What does that have to do with anime?
Well, because I described someone as having blue hair. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, this is fucking weed.
You said don't think of anime, and that made me think of anime way more than I would have if you
Let's cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out. So there's a woman, and she looks Middle Eastern, and she has black hair with kind of like the light kind of catches it and makes it look. You can see a little bit of blue in it, maybe.
He has nice hair.
Yeah, it looks well kept. Yeah, and she looks up and she's at you, and you've never seen this woman here before, but she's behind the bar, and she goes, "Yeah, Lucinda, you've never seen her here before." She goes, "Can I help you?"
Also, I'm drinking an old fashioned.
You're gonna order an old fashioned?
Yes, I'm gonna.
No, she just walks in with it.
I'm sorry, man. You can't have outside beverages.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna say, one old fashioned, please, Saxton.
And she says, "Oh, Saxton's not in tonight."
Oh, she's behind the bar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said she was at the bar.
No,
Well,
yeah. So
okay.
she's behind the bar. She's the only person in there right now.
Rephrase. Where's Saxton at?
Mr. Saxton said that he was going to meet his girlfriend. He was taking a train ride to visit his girlfriend and bring her
Good
to town.
for him.
Yeah, yes. I'm looking over the downpour for the week.
Well, I've never seen you before. What's your name, hon?
She's Barasa, ma'am.
One more time.
Barasa. Barasa.
Mufasa?
Barasa.
Hey.
Barasa. Well, that's very pretty. I like all the sounds in it. You got some cool hair too. How'd you get it to do that thing in the light?
She doesn't seem like she does. Seems like she doesn't know what you're talking about.
Oh well.
Her hair just looks like that. It's natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a queen.
Can I get an old fashioned Barasa?
Sure. What type? What do you want the base liquor to be?
Bourbon.
Which brand?
I don't know. The middle.
Middle grade. All right.
No, there's a brand called The Middle.
So yeah, it's like well is lower, then call, then there's like the premiums. So you want like a call level?
Yeah.
All right. And then there's like 2 or 3. She said, okay. She picks whichever. We'll say whatever brand it is.
Somebody's a bar back.
Lucinda knows the brand. Story does not.
Gotcha. Yeah, so she makes you old fashioned, sits down on the counter, and she kind of goes back to like cleaning up. She's like, this place really slows down around midnight, huh?
Yeah. Well, nobody likes to be up super late around here in this town.
She's like,
Not around this part, at least.
She's like, yes, I'd heard that Gold City was quite nocturnal, but I was worried about.
Go over a couple of blocks. Trust me, they'll find people no matter what.
She said, I'm glad that I'm in this part of town then, because I think it'd be otherwise quite a bit of culture shock, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you do seem like the quiet type. Why is that?
I don't talk a lot, I guess. I don't have many opportunities to talk.
If you could talk about anything, what would you talk about?
The nature of the universe, I guess.
Wow, that's deep. Nature of the universe.
What would you What I have?
What does that mean to you?
There's just a lot. I don't know too much about. I'm not much of a person for specifics. I'm more of a big picture person, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Spirituality. It's very big right now.
Who comes in to
there's
the bar next?
A lot of universe.
What?
Did you just say there's a lot of universe?
I know it's fire right now.
Sean shows up next, you said?
I show up at 2:05.
You should like.
I showed up at 1:55.
So Howard's coming. Yeah, at this point, Howard. Howard, you come in. As you come in, she looks up at you, and kind of like looks at the two of you. And Lucinda, you obviously recognize Howard because you know him, and it seems like she picks up on that recognition. She goes, "Oh, you're a group. Are you Saxton's friend?"
Yes, and Saxton's supposed to leave me 5 whiskey shots.
Yes, of course. The note said 4. I'll make you a 5th one. She pulls out like a bar of already prepared whiskey shots from behind the counter.
I down 3 of them and ask her what's her name.
Barasa.
Nice. And I go sit down next to Lucinda, and I kill the next 2 like it's water.
Yeah, as soon
Oh my god.
yeah, you actually you drink the second one, and as she's like pouring, like right as she stops like pouring, at that same moment you grab the glass.
Slam it.
Can I get you to make a Constitution roll for me?
All right.
You know, Barasa, if you ever feel like coming on my show, if you'd ever feel like talking about more about the nature of the universe, you can come on my show. Just let me know the time. I kind of do whenever. She just kind of talking her ear off about the show.
I got 32 for 70.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're good. You're fine.
I was hoping I was at least a little tipsy.
She's very polite. Like she doesn't really have any. You can tell she doesn't really have any interest in going on the show, but she is very polite and like kind of like asks questions where appropriate. Like seems like she's got decent,
Yeah.
customer service and whatnot. It rolls on to 155.
All right. Two Tongues comes in. Like, oh hey Lucinda, hey Hamhock. Still got here early.
Yeah, two times.
I'm the greedy boy, so I'm carrying the briefcase full of cash.
You're carrying the briefcase? Okay.
Yes. They're like, who's this? This isn't Saxon.
Saxon's picking up his girlfriend. Jeez, how many times does she have to say it?
Once to me.
She hasn't said it at all.
She told me she doesn't like to talk. I'm not gonna make her talk. I like to talk. I'll talk for her.
Bet you invited her on your radio show anyways.
You know me well, Two Tongues, and she winks.
Two Tongues, she listens, can I get anything for you, sir?
Oh, let me get a, what would Two Tongues think? Let me get a gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic? What, do you have a particular brand of gin?
Well.
And you see,
It's fucking taco.
you see sandpaper dry gin comes out of the bottom holster of the thing. She mixes it for you. I'll say you also notice on the shelf, if any of you are kind of taking time to look around at the bar, Saxon's bar is very well stocked, the downpour is. And you see there's a lot of like weird bottles, like up on kind of like the higher shelves in the premium area. There's a premium level, which is like the well-known like fancy brands. And then there's a whole shelf of weird like just bottles with like half either missing labels or like something written in like foreign languages. Like one of them has like a label under it that says unearthed, like originally sealed in like 800 BC and or BCE, and like Saxon was very through. He has kind of like a history of alcohol person. He knows a lot about the history of alcohol. So when Audrie was coming to town, he was pretty excited because history is kind of his thing, and he has a lot of like historic spirits that are very pricey. So that your group's kind of been extended, like kind of like open access to the bar, but you know that even if you even for his friends, that you got to pay for if you want the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have we ever tried any of the crazy stuff? Like, would Lucinda have tried something before?
Would you? I mean, do you think Lucinda would
Yeah,
have?
I think she's a pretty outgoing person. I think she would try most things, if nothing else, to see like she would probably hear that absinthe could potentially make you hallucinate and try it just to see like.
Yeah, and even absinthe, that's like probably like the lowest tier of like weirdness on that shelf is like snake wine with like the snakes in the bottle.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
You think that's weird?
Well,
I'm drinking snake wine right now.
I actually I eat the snake first. I think it's just really good because it's kind of like it's saturated with the.
It's kind of like an edible, flavor. Yeah. It really hits different.
We're chewing on the scales. You got to be careful not to let the teeth hurt you as they go down, though.
They're jelly by the time you drink the snake wine, anyways.
There you go.
What is it with this episode and weird teeth? God.
This episode has a lot of like random side conversations.
Oh yeah,
it's true. But this one can stay in because it's relevant.
Yes.
But yeah, no, all kinds of like you probably had a couple of them. I think maybe at one point, whenever he like first got a bottle in or like was first opening a bottle, he might have like let you have like half a portion of it, like a little tasters of it, if you weren't gonna pay for the full thing. But yeah, see if you probably tried a couple. There, some of them are weird. The 800 BCE one, it tastes like granite. Like it tastes like granite looks is how the best I can describe it. Like, and there's like not a lot of them, like I said, don't have labels, so they're just kind of referred to by like their taste or their use. They know for sure. Yeah.
Tastes like granite looks.
That sounds weird.
It tastes like granite, and that one you didn't have a full serving of, and you hadn't been drinking anything before, and you felt like tipsy after like having like half a sip of it.
Wow.
I like the granite stuff.
Yeah, as you see, she changes the sign from open to closed to kind of turns some of the lights off, so the lights over the bar and like the lights over the main room are off. 2 of 5. Sean shows up, and as you open the door, she kind of looks to you, Lucinda. She says, "Is he with you?"
I know Sean, right?
Yeah.
I'm with them. Let me in. Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, you're always late, Sean. We don't mind so much anymore. And I'm gonna kind of like roll my eyes to Barasa.
As you close the door behind you, she says, "Can I get you anything?"
Beer's fine.
Which type? I think he's a
Um,
Pilsner or an IPA guy or a...
I'm going to say Pilsner, obviously.
Pilsner, gotcha. Or it could be a lager. Could be a... I guess in
But
terms
the
today,
pills for the
is he
pills.
like a Bud Light guy or is he like a craft
No.
beer guy?
Crap.
Okay.
I
So
also want it to be noted that he thought the meeting was at 1 a.m., so he thinks he's an hour late.
I'd be like, come on, Sean. We're professionals. I only come late on Sundays.
Oh Lord.
gotta go. Anyway.
Anyways.
Next joke.
Yes.
Because I work as a gigolo on Sundays. It's my weekend gig.
I am calling the police.
Are you gonna pay the police bill?
What?
Yeah. In this universe, you pay for the police on a time basis. So just calling them is like $1 like convenience fee. And then if they do have to do things, like it's like X amount per officer. And then if they die, then you have to pay for the dead officers, and like you have to pay to replace bullets. And if they show up and nothing happened at the place they went to, you have to pay an extra fee for wasting the department's time. And they're also
pay an extra fee.
It was just a joke, but this is a terrible world you've created.
Thank you. But don't worry, the trade-off is, well,
We were already useless before.
they hate the poor, but in this one, they're less racist.
Oh, they're less racist.
Okay.
They're not racist anymore. They're just purely classist now.
Yes, exactly.
As if the two aren't.
So they still hate minorities.
Well, yeah. in this setting, like I said, because things aren't exactly the same, the trade-off is racism isn't really a thing, but indentured servitude and by extension slavery definitely is. But it's not based on race,
on
at
the
least.
basis of
Yeah,
race.
so at least that's a win, maybe.
It's debt slavery.
Not really, but whatever fantasy
No.
world you created, I'll live in, Bruno.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Okay. And then yes, you're in. You get a beer. The beer's pretty good, but so does Sean drink beer? But he doesn't actually like it. He just drinks craft beers because he thinks they like. What's
No,
his?
he likes it.
Oh, he likes it. Okay, yeah. You can
He definitely
appreciate.
wouldn't do something if he didn't like it.
Gotcha. This is definitely a good craft beer.
Good.
Yeah. Is he a lightweight or a heavyweight?
I'm gonna say heavyweight, medium. I would say you probably would.
Are you still thinking about Shane in this moment? Are you thinking if the real guy would be a lightweight, heavyweight? This is your character now.
Okay, based on my vices, he's
Mhm.
not. Gluttony is not very high up on there. So I'm not gonna say he's like a lightweight.
He's like a regular drinker. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I think he was just like a regular drinker. A lot will get him drunk, a little won't. You know.
Gotcha. Yeah, you have a beer. It's nice. Around like
Still vibes.
2:10, a guy comes in and kind of like a lab coat, not like a lab coat, but maybe like a little bit of a doctor's coat, and he comes in and he's like, "Can I get something to?" Ross is like, "Sorry, this is a private party. We're closed at the moment." And he's like, "Oh, no problem." He already seems like he's a little bit buzzed. He's like, "I just have a house call to make in like a couple of minutes, but all right, see ya." And then he like heads out. And then at about 2:45 or so, 2:50, three guys come in, two lower rankings, and the leader of the Knives himself, Alder Anderson. And Story, could you describe Alder for us, just off the top of your head?
Like a bitch.
Probably has dark brown hair, and it's
Mhm.
probably kind of straight.
Mhm.
Maggie's hair had more body, but Alder has like much straighter hair. I would say that he's kind of normal height, like an average height. He's not spectacularly tall nor spectacularly short. Kind of a thinner guy, but he's probably very dexterous, very agile. He kind of has like a very slim nose that's kind of pointed, maybe upward just a little bit, and really, really dark eyes.
He's also very young. Like he's definitely like younger than anyone else in the
That
Knives that you've seen.
let me see. Yeah, he was born. He's only 18.
Yeah.
Are the Knives like a democracy or a meritocracy or like an oligarchy?
I mean, from what you've heard, like their leaders, like the tough, like you've probably never seen. But you maybe seen Alder once or twice before. But what you've heard, like the rumors about him, are that he's like the tough. He was not the leader of the Knives. He showed up like 2 years back, or 2 or 3 years back. So like when he was 15, and
That's a
became
meritocracy.
became the like yeah. And
Got it.
you've not heard anything good about him.
Hmm.
And he kind of comes up and goes,
Year-olds, so I get it.
he says, "Good evening."
He says like 3:45.
Yeah, I know it's like 2:45, 2:50.
I'm gonna shake his hand.
Wow, this guy's like 2 hours.
He shakes your hand, but you can tell that he doesn't really care. Like he's not doing it out of like a sense of like he really wants to shake hands. He's like he's just not gonna like. He has a weird like mixed vibe. Like he seems like if you do the wrong thing to set him off, like he'll lose it. But if you suggest something to him that he didn't have in mind, he's kind of like go with the flow up until a point is kind of the vibe he gives off.
Yeah, he definitely has a switch. If he had a class, like can I mention other gaming systems within
Yeah,
it?
sure. Yeah.
If he had a class like within D&D, he'd probably be barbarian. And it's a very like hair trigger switch on like the rage
So
situation.
we've got anger issues.
I would say it's beyond anger even. Like it's not like
It's not anger, it's slightly more
Fury.
than just blind rage. But
psychopathy a little bit.
yes, he doesn't really feel your like regular emotions. Yeah, definitely psychopathy.
He gets to the point where he's like, it's more convenient for this person to die than to continue going along with what's going on. But anyway.
I'll be like, well, Alder, we're here to do business. I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm gonna hand him the briefcase.
He opens it up, takes like kind of basically like doesn't stand like look under, make sure that all the bills are where they're supposed to be, like there's not like multiple like a fake layer or anything like that. He snaps one of the two guys, hands him like a marker, and he does like the thing to test that it's like real, and he holds it up and looks at the watermark, yada yada. Takes a couple random ones and marks them to make sure they're all real. He goes, all right. He looks at the other guy, the guy who didn't hand him the marker. The guy pulls out like a kind of bulky, it's again like walkie-talkie type device, and says, do it, all clear. And then you hear Greg on the other end say, roger that. Hang up. It was pleasure doing business. And then him and his guys head out of the bar.
Before he's out, I want Lucinda to be like, he's an interesting character, huh?
And you see like both of his like guys kind of look nervous when you say that, and you see he looks back and kind of like makes eye contact with you for a split second, and then walks back out.
Not the time, Lucinda.
Dang.
What was
I should have asked
that?
him if she wanted a sandwich.
And then
Not
she
the
says,
time.
well, I guess that's the time that we have. If you'd like anything else before you, this is Barasa. If you'd like anything else before you head out, I mean, be happy to make you one more for the road.
Yeah, I'd like a nightcap, another old fashioned, please. But let's go for that.
Take a road beer.
I'll
A
take
roadie.
one more shots.
Another shot, gotcha. You all get to walk me down, in little disposable cups to take with you.
It's like Fendrich's
I drink mine before we hit the door. So
I'm gonna leave.
on the group alcoholic.
I'm gonna leave a nice tip for the bartender and also my business card. They're like, call me on Sunday if you're interested.
And she what does your business card say?
Don't do that.
It says Terrence 2 tongues Tanzis, and then in quotation marks it says he has 2 tongues, and then it just says gigolo.
What more do you need to know?
But it doesn't have any way to call you.
Oh, also my phone number, I guess.
Oh, like, so this is the number of the person. There's a guy in Miyah's gang who I think does your appointment work for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. You're hitting on her by offering. Are you hitting on her by offering her for her
I'm
to
not
pay
hitting
for it?
on her.
Oh,
this is
you-
business.
This is purely
Yeah,
like
this is-
I'm
gotcha.
no lust.
Yeah,
No,
this
this is me trying to make sure that I can satisfy my greed. I am a greedy boy.
He's networking.
I'm
Gotcha.
not lusty.
Gotcha. So it's not like a call me if you're interested. It's like a call me if you're interested.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I am a gigolo. Here's my card. I have 2 tongues. What more do you need to know?
What else do you need to know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
you see, but as you like kind of put it on the counter, like I feel like normally the instinct for someone would be to like grab things, but as you guys are like heading out, if anyone else is spending more time, she's just kind of like letting it sit on the counter. Like she's like noticed it, maybe, but like it's not like super weird, but it is like
Mhm.
noticeable. Like she lets even the money sit on the counter for a little bit.
Hey man, buying a gigolo is not for everybody.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
Can I do that as well?
I got a
You'd like to.
53 out of 75.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
No, gotcha.
Well, I have
Yeah.
75 for insight.
Yeah, you get the sense from her, this isn't a success, it's just a regular success. Maybe she's new to this line of work, or like tipping like maybe she culturally she's from somewhere that doesn't tip. She seems like a little like, it's not like gonna be like, eventually she'll get to it, but like, it doesn't seem like she's made the connection like, oh, this money is being given to her just for like, like there seems to be a level of like confusion there. Not like big, not like a, what do I do with this? Like she'll probably put the pieces
She's
together.
just like not from around these parts.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which we sort of knew.
Yeah, but like you said, culturally, there's definitely maybe a bigger cultural difference than she's initially let on.
Love that for me. Okay.
Nice.
All right, you guys head out. You guys know you're supposed to report over to with Theodore Ridgewell back at Audrey's Oddities once you, or like make a call, basically call him once you guys have finished up for tonight.
We do that.
Yeah, you get a call. As you call him, who's making the call?
Barasa makes a good old fashioned.
I can make it.
Yeah,
Right.
Sean.
You make the call. There's a payphone down the street. Theodore picks up. It's his private office line. He goes, "Hello."
We did it. It's done.
I'm sorry to say, we require your services once more tonight. Are the others still with you?
Yes.
Will you please meet us at Audrey's Oddities post haste?
All right. And I hang up.
Right.
Gang, we're going to Audrey's Oddities.
Great.
Like right now.
What day of the week is it, Bruno?
This is a
Not
Tuesday.
Sunday.
Well, what if it's bleeding into Sunday? Okay.
If anything, it would have been bleeding into Sunday, bleeding into Monday if I was going to have it be that close.
I wouldn't be working for this on a Sunday.
lightweight?
Come on.
Or
Well, no, because it happened after midnight, so it would be on a Monday technically.
Oh, okay.
is Hamhock a lightweight or what?
He's heavyweight. I
Okay,
made him
but
make.
you just had like 10 shots.
I do need to make one more Constitution roll then.
Yeah, I feel like 10
But-
shots is a lot for anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've met some people in the depths of despair.
I want to know, are we dragging him down the sidewalk?
No.
I'm not
Lucinda.
a super hefty guy.
Lucinda's a lightweight, and while
Oh, good.
Theodore's phone call was happening, she finished her old fashioned because she thought she was done.
I'm good. I'm a couple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll say you're not like once again not dragging down the sidewalk drunk, but you are definitely like, yeah, like
Fuck.
like
Great.
you're like
We're
at,
all
this is a bad maybe at this is a bad idea level.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
makes sense.
bring him in.
Now you guys head straight over there. You're greeted. There's actually a back door. Right at this point, it's been a year since or a year and a half of building. The first couple like floors exist, and the first two are like fully built. They're not fully furnished yet, but they are like fully built. And there's like kind of like some temporary. There's some temporary like first level basement offices that the main like crew's working out of. As you head to that back entrance, Miriam, who is one of who's like kind of like Audrey's like personal assistant, greet you at the door. Hello. Your
Hey,
presence is
Miriam.
requested in Theodore's office.
Okay, let's go.
And he's very
Ooh.
tall and lanky, and he kind of like as he turns, like his arms kind of like trail behind him a little bit. Like there's a weird like set. His weight distribution's like kind of weird. From to Theodore's office. Theodore, it looks like he's also you see there's like a whiskey decanter on his table that looks like it's been substantially like drank it from, and he has like a glass with the rocks on it. You see his phone's on his desk, and there's like just paper everywhere. As you come in, he says, "Please have a seat." You all sit down. He says, "We've had tonight. There's been something of an incident. As we were unboxing another set of artifacts that we had just shipped in for one of our exhibits, we've made the discovery that some of them have escaped."
Escaped?
What do you mean escape?
Are you familiar with the Xanathurians?
No.
Of course not.
So
Wait,
the
can I like roll to see if I know?
Sure, make a history roll.
Oh, I don't have any of that.
If you get a special success on your intelligence roll, we'll count it.
Wait, can I do that? I have a little history and a lot of intelligence.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're gonna go with history if you have it.
I succeeded in my history roll, which is
You know,
incredible.
so basically the Xanathurian
Any
The
lore?
Xanathurians are my way of riding around having to do any alternate history Middle East conflict. Basically, in about the year, like in like about the year, probably 200 or so, a giant obelisk fell onto the middle of that like area, 2001 Space Odyssey style, and that had like things written into it that kind of became the religion of the land, Xanathurianism. But basically, its history is of coming from space. Kind of makes it known as like an alien religion. Like, I mean, by now it's been like well enough, and that's probably the one known religion that comes from in its own lore, not from this world specifically.
Any lore?
He says, Theodore Ridgewell. Yeah, you share that? He says, exactly correct, Miss Caroll.
It's Republican.
What many people don't know, however, and don't forget to mark that this out of here. Don't forget to mark that as a success. He says, what many people do not know, however, is that there are more than one such artifacts that fell to Earth. And many of them were worshipped. They just did not have the success that the Xanathurians, they didn't have that strength. So maybe it was a tribe somewhere or a group, but nothing significant enough. Most of these religions died out, were no longer worshipped. We found several of these significant artifacts, and it seems as though the deities themselves were actually contained within several of them. 4 of them have escaped, and are running loose around Gold City.
Great.
4 deities?
Yes.
How does one stop a deity?
Well, they don't have any worshippers currently that we know of, so they're not all powerful. I mean, a deity is only as powerful as its following. Yes, Miss Carroll?
No, player to curator. Was the deity that we encountered in a previous episode have anything to do with these deities or separate?
Separate thing. I mean, you kind of learn some stuff about the nature of the world from that, like the universe, as far as like there is a level of heaven, but once deities aren't worshipped, they're kind of pushed out of that area because there's not enough room. Because there's, in the words of Doug, there's finite space for theoretically infinite deities. So ones that are not worshipped are not able to stay in that realm.
Okay, yeah.
My character ever met a deity?
Probably not. Yeah, you weren't there when Doug was there. It's not a common
I'm gonna
occurrence.
go ahead and say I don't believe those are actual deities.
He says, well, maybe they're not. It was in this world, maybe that's not the most accurate term, but they are not human, and they gain more power from worship. They have domains. It's a fitting term.
I'm very skeptical about that.
They came to Earth and they were worshipped.
Okay.
And he says there are 4 of them that we know, and we don't know many of the we from the context of where we found them and the cultures we found them, and we have a rough idea of their domains, but unfortunately we don't have more than that at the time being. There is a deity of song, one of representative of vanity, one representative of divination of some kind, and one representative of rain.
What was that last one?
Rain. You see, he says, now, as late as it is in the evening, as much as I would love to say, get some rest and we'll get started on the morning. Unfortunately, I don't think this issue can wait. We need to begin initial investigations tonight, especially because I haven't heard anything back from the desert team. And by this point, it's closer to like 4 or 4:30. The time it took you to get over here. Yeah, we have, and that if you remember that trade and you guys driving off in the other A team happened around 3 o'clock.
Wow.
Oh shit.
So they're probably at their destination already and doing whatever the destination do.
Well, so in theory, the trade should have happened as soon as the guy in the bar said, from you guys' point of view, as soon as the guy in the bar said, all clear, they should have handed it off, and they should have been back, because it's only about 45 minutes to an hour out from the city, so they should have been back by now.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Or at least, even if they weren't going to come to Audrie's Oddities, made a call or made contact somehow.
We should have walkie-talkies.
Yeah, we should have called somebody.
Yeah, the knives have walkie-talkies. Why don't we?
And walkie-talkies were like backpack size back then.
They're like mid-range this time. Science is a little more advanced, but not.
Yeah, they got magic talkies, man.
We
Not
got
yeah.
cars.
Just say yeah.
We're
No,
driving
not
really fast in
exactly.
our cars.
Magic isn't super common, but there are areas that are more like radio stuff is more technologically advanced than in our time.
So we have to catch these deities then.
Or at least get us as close as we can to subduing them.
What can we use to try to identify these deities? Like, what do they look like?
He says, I think you'll be able to tell. They're not, from the deities I've met in the past, they're not exactly shy about hiding their identity. Is this a story question or a Caroll question?
A Caroll question.
All right. Yes, Mrs. Caroll?
Oh, wait, no, I guess it is a story question. I'm so sorry. How would I check to see if, like, I think Barasa would know maybe something about these deities?
I mean, the impression that you got from her, just kind of off the bat, was she seemed new in town. Nothing seemed like supernatural about her. I mean, if you thinking to go and if you think to go and if you're going to go and talk to her about it, that could be a thing. But she probably won't be at the bar now since she just finished like closing. She was closing it down when you guys.
I think it's
left.
sus that this girl with blue hair at the downpour bar wouldn't have something to do with the rain deity.
Maybe I just like going heavily in on thematic naming.
Maybe.
You'll see. There's also a little epilogue scene. Once we get through this scene here, there's a little epilogue scene to close out the
Straight
session.
up blue hair, doesn't understand tipping. I don't know, man. You initially named it Rainy Street, and when you found out that that was already taken, you kept with the theme.
We see right through you.
Rain is a heavy theme in this. You'll see going forward. You'll see when we get to the epilogue scene here in a second.
I destroyed it, guys.
Yeah, hang on. Hang on. Let the folks
out.
let the folks at home guess in the comments below what they think of that engagement up. All right. Yeah. Any other question? He says that's all we have. Miriam will has something for you as well. And we see Miriam kind of. He says Miriam, or he presses like a little like buzzer, and Miriam opens the door, comes back in. He says yes. Deities are often quite hard to hit. Do any of you here carry handguns?
No.
Got this guy.
I
Yes.
actually haven't given Lucinda any inventory yet.
She probably. Do you think she'd have a handgun?
Yeah, she's a pretty rough and tumble gal.
He
Every
hands
radio operator has a
he-
handgun.
he hands each of you 6 bullets. You know they kind of have like an iridescent quality to them.
I don't have a gun.
No, he doesn't hand them to you. He hands them to the people with guns. Each of you is Lucinda and Terrence.
Okay, because you said each of you, and I thought that meant each of you.
Not everything's about you, Anne and Sean.
You literally said each of you, so.
Anyway.
There was an implied each of you that matter.
Anyway, Miriam hands Lucinda and Terrence 6 bullets each. They have an iridescent hue to them. And he says, those should be able to aid in your plight here. You can add 6 and then deity-seeking bullets to each of your inventories.
No, they need those on Call of Duty.
I kill God.
Gods. He says, you will be unable to truly kill them, but doing severe damage will at least allow them to be incapacitated and potentially recaptured.
The gods are already dead.
Well, I'll make sure to.
And then Miriam
shoot
says,
him.
Miriam says, I think there's an argument that gods were never alive to begin with.
Always a delight, Mir.
Only if you choose to believe that.
I
It's
do.
ironically how the system works in this realm.
Oh, wait.
No, I think even if you believe that your god is alive, the nature of the gods. Anyway, 10% of dogs, or 1% of dogs are all magic. Did you know that? 1 in 100 dogs. They have magical
That's
powers.
true.
Hated that feeling.
I've seen it.
Come on my show.
Hmm?
Mitch, would you like to come on my show and talk about this sometime? I think you'd have a great insight on these kinds of things.
I would, but I'm very busy.
That's fair. That's fair. Audrie really keeps you here all the time. I mean, why else would you be here at 4 o'clock in the morning? She checks her watch under the bed.
Who would
Trying-
shamelessly plug their business like that?
Look at the dog. This isn't a business thing. This is genuinely wanting to talk to people.
So you guys,
Shameless.
he kind of pushes. He says, if there's anything else you require, speak now, or else I think it's time to get to it. When Audrie and any of the others, referring to the original team from that initial expedition, get back, I'll see who I can send your way. In the meantime, if you need help with leads, there is an investigator I know, private investigator, Humpty Hall. Him and his assistant might be of some help to you. I hear they're available at all hours, and he gives you the address of their office. As he sends you out, we cut the scene over to a little while before, a couple hours. So around
Can we take 5,
2:30
by the
or
way?
3. We're about to be done.
Oh, okay.
I was not
Cut that out. We cut over to a home a man in a doctor's coat knocking on the door of a house. A very timid woman coming in, or opening to the door. She lets him in. She says, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to make a call this late." The doctor says, "It's no trouble at all." She says, I didn't know where else to turn to. I've made my fair share of home remedies, but I've never seen anything quite like this before." And he says, "It's all right. It's your daughter?" And she says, "Yes. My daughter, April." He's like, "Well, it's best not to put this off for long. Take me to her." They head upstairs to a child's bedroom, and as the door opens from inside the room, you can hear the soft sound of rain and thunder. And that's where we're going to end this episode tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
What a name.
Hang on.
Very interesting.
Let me pull up my documents. Hang on, Felix. I'm sorry.
Oh, Felix's dog. Oh,
Oh,
no,
No,
Felix is
don't cut
editor.
it. Make it longer.
Buttercup is dog, Felix is editor.
Okay.
Felix,
Put this part in slow motion.
Can we get a replay on that, Felix?
Put this part in slow motion.
can we actually go back to the beginning and then play that up to this, but with only the funny moments?
Can we get a Family Guy clip?
A long episode.
Can you
Right
just get us a
here.
video
Put the shapoopy scene from
Bruno
Family Guy
saying
in here.
Felix the whole time?
Can you
Can you make it
scream
look
out
like
my
a deep
door
fried chicken?
and then
For the record, he's probably not going to do any of it. If you have any requests, Felix will probably not do them because we're not paying him. But
That is
True.
super
I'm
valid.
so sorry. I didn't. I
What if
wasn't.
I get
can
him
you
lunch, though?
pay yourself real quick so we can ask things? Can you edit in some money? Like